you will take a few steps back in shock. Most of them have no feathers. They cannot walk. A lot of them don't even have eyes. And they're riddled with pus oozing sores. I am not exaggerating. Those are chickens because they're dark environment. They are all crammed together because they can't walk. They're all just next to each other. Dust is flying through the air. The fumes from their poop is so acidic, it permeates into their body, which we then, when they go onto the killing floor, they have to inject special spices and colorings because their flesh is a sickly gray. So they push in a color, then they push in some flavors just to give it some substance, and then they grind the whole thing up into these chicken strips. Oh, it goes into this antiseptic bath and an antibiotic bath too. It's mind-boggling. That is our chicken. It is no wonder that we are sick as a nation. It really is no wonder. And all the pesticides that are concentrated in the feed, I hope none of you are having chicken tonight. But this is totally different than a good Amish chicken, right? Which is squirreling around outside, soaking up vitamin D from the sunshine, picking selectively the food that it knows it needs, and not being force-fed some weird stuff that is meant to make them grow quick, that is laden with antibiotics as well as growth hormones. So I'll take my salad, please. Yeah? I'll definitely take my salad. And easy to make. Just whatever they have available, throw it in there. This was a first for me. Ate that one yesterday. Interesting stuff. It's a type of radish, French radish it's called. Trillium Farms urged me to get it. Yeah, okay, I'll try it. And we did. It almost tasted like cucumbers. It was really cool stuff. And yeah, absolutely loved it. Recommend it to anyone. You get kind of a sense of adventure. Notice there's not very many of them. It's not like I bought a bushel of them. But yeah, try it. And who knows what benefits they might have. Strawberries are just coming in season, loaded with vitamin C. They're the third most vitamin C loaded fruit out there. And what about fruits? Fruits are really good for you. Vegetables are better, but fruits really complement it. And remember, you want variety. It is really good. My mentor, Dr. Vogel, Alfred Vogel, always preached the first thing that goes in your mouth in the morning is a little bit of fruit, no matter what it is. It primes your digestive system, releases some of the toxins that have accumulated in your liver in the morning, and go ahead, have a little bit of fruit, and then maybe 15 minutes to half an hour later, start eating. Your digestive system's up and rolling, and this works especially well for people who are not used to eating breakfast. It's a meal you should never skip, by the way. Breakfast, if you skip it, will make you gain weight more than a lot of bad eating habits do. It does, because you're allowing your furnace, your metabolism to die down, and it never quite catches on fire again the rest of the day. So, very good strawberries. But Lucas was kind enough, out of our field behind our house, to pick some wild strawberries. Aren't they cute? And they're fully ripe. And you go, what's wrong? No, really, what's wrong with those? Yeah, there's a big difference. And when you taste these are really tart, sour, and great for you. Why would that be? These little things have grown up to adapt to nature. They have had persecution out there. Yeah, bugs, maybe some drought, who knows what all, wind, all kinds of adversity. No pesticides, no fertilizers thrown on them. They've had a tough life. But that's what makes them incredibly nutrient dense compared to our cultivated ones. So the closer we can get to nature, the more nutrient laden your fruit or vegetable will be. They need some adversity to produce all the compounds in them, which works as a pesticide and as a fungicide, and it becomes rich. The more adverse the environment, the richer they become, given the opportunity that they can actually get the stuff out of the soil. Remember, we need good soil. And I wanted to cover asparagus also, since this seems to be such an all-American, especially all-Michigan vegetable. Asparagus. It's got a history dating back to Europe, about 1,500 years. And it's been cultivated ever since. And that's the European history. There's an Egyptian history too, though, when I started looking at it just a little bit. And this one's really cool because some of the Egyptian pharaohs would send an entire army out towards where they, along the Mediterranean, where the asparagus grew, and they would ship it back by the boatload. So asparagus has always been kind of a royal kind of vegetable, and works so well on the grill. When I buy asparagus, I usually put it on one of those little plate dealies that has little holes in it. I throw it on there. I make sure they're washed, and then I throw a little sea salt on it. They're wet, and then the sea salt just kind of glazes around it so it melts into the asparagus. And then I'll throw olive oil across it, and I'll grill it for just a few minutes. A little bit of a smoky flavor, and it's absolutely delicious and cheap. Works well. Make sure that you keep it crisp. It's a good one. This one has inulin in it also. Inulin is one of the main fibers for our bacteria that feed our bacteria in our gut. Asparagus is also very anti-cancerous, very anti-cancerous. And 4 out of 10 people, when they consume asparagus, have this really funny smell to their urine. It's a genetic defect. I'm sorry. There's something missing in your body. It's an enzyme that kicks the sulfur into half. It's missing, and you're just going to be stuck with that smell the rest of your life. It doesn't mean you're detoxifying. It doesn't mean something bad is coming out or happening. It's just the way you're built. It does not, as far as we know, have any other ramifications except that you're going to tear up more with onion than the rest of the crowd. And if you have too much garlic and onion, it will upset your stomach because you're not able to break it down quite as effectively. So if you're one of those 4 out of 10. It's aspartic acid, by the way, that gets broken up. So it has a relatively short shelf life, so make sure you don't keep it more ever than 6 days. It should be eaten quite fresh. And one of my cousins in the Netherlands just starting to grow it. This is totally new to the Netherlands, even though this is where it kind of came from originally. And it's his field has become quite the tourist draw, I just heard. So I think that was kind of amusing. So I took this picture on Saturday morning, all organic. And these are the original guys. When I first started going to the farmers market, they were the one and only organic farmers out there. These are the old hippies. They were doing it way back in the 60s, gave organic farming probably a bad name because everything was about peace and marijuana and organic farming, and the granola crowd loved it, but no one else did. So now it's finally caught on. I get a real kick out of these farmers because they really know what they're doing. You ask them any questions and they know it inside and out. They might look a little gray and withered, but their organic produce is great. They don't produce it nice. They just kind of throw it on the table, as you could tell. Just, wow, here it is. And go ahead and buy it, but you're getting some very good produce from these guys. Now, what about organic? You know, last time I was on Saturday when I was at the farmer's market, only about half of what I bought was organic because I couldn't quite do everything organic. So I buy organic when I can, but it's not organic. That's okay too. Don't get too hung up on organic, but try to go organic when you can, because the last study was done by a wonderful journal called Alternative Therapies. This is a peer-reviewed Medline publication. In other words, it's been reviewed by all of the smart guys and gals, and they've approved this magazine for yeah, you can believe what's in there type of thing. I looked up PubMed, which is a great resource if you ever want to do some studies into some of these journals, and they found that in the past 34 studies, on average what they agree on is that at worst, the nutrient content goes up 20%, and at best, it's about 5-fold. So somewhere between a 20 and 500% increase in nutrients is what you'll find in organic produce. But there's a bit of a problem with this study.